Hello there and welcome. Consider this an open discussion about the community balance patch that's currently going on, winter balance patch for Company of Heroes 2. It's ran by Relic. They did a survey, they picked a few things for us to look at, and the three modders in question, you've got Mr. Smith, the expert coder, Mirage of Flaw, a competitive mod, Genius, you got General's Gentleman's Callum, who's a very good RTS mind, a decade nearly of experience. These three guys are absolutely trying their best to implement balance changes, and for 98% of the things they've done, it's been awesome. It's just that 2% feels like 60% because that 2% is penal battalions, and it's all anybody's talking about because every balance patch has had a third of the notes on penal battalions. It's really it got a little bit out of hand clearly. And it's clearly a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth. When you've got competing opinions, sometimes you end up with a compromise agreement that nobody likes. And that red-headed stepchild elephant in the room right now is the aforementioned unit. I don't want to keep saying the name of it, it's sickening. But the point is, I actually now believe that this is going somewhere. This whole incremental process of just point at a few things, we'll get them right, then we'll move on. Point at a few things more, we'll get them right, then we'll move on. The reason that's good is because that's actually how really good design studios tend to do balance, like Blizzard, etc. Relic haven't done that in the past. They've done massive sweeping changes that we're all used to, and we've also got this kind of angst as a community. We're scared that Relic are going to cut and run on us. Do you realise that Company of Heroes is the only IP that Relic actually own? It's also a cash cow for Sega, their publisher, and Relic must be doing very well with their publisher because I just think that they are. I've got a good feeling that they are, much so than in the bad old THQ days. So Company Heroes isn't going anywhere, Relic aren't going anywhere, and they're clearly doing an incremental balance process. That I just thought I'd tell you that's my gut instinct now, and hopefully you can possibly understand that a little bit better. My solution for penal battalions, based on everything I've seen in competitive games, everything I've spoken about with people in the know, I've spoken to everybody I can find in the know, is that PTRS Winter Balance Patch 1.3 penals are the way to go. But not flamers or PPSHs to muddy the mix. Previously, you've got anti-infantry capabilities on one side, anti-tank on the other, SVTs in the middle, and it was just a mishmash of. It was crude, it was amateurish, it was all over the place. It was an Apache attack helicopter, multi-weapons assault platform of overboiled bullshit, quite frankly. I was just trying to be as thingy as I could there. That's a bit mean. But yeah, basically, you have to be focused in your approach. And the problem right now is a stagnant meta of, because there's not enough anti-light vehicle counters for the Soviets early on, they're having to get guards every single game because they can button, use the PTRS's, plink away, and you do consistent damage from an infantry platform. If we had penals as like a guard's light with the PTRS, like, yeah, we're never going to have them as throwaway suicide units. That's not in scope. Scope, by the way, is Big Daddy Relic's thrashing stick. That's not in scope. But what is in scope is the idea of having them as an anti-light vehicle counter. If we have them as that, without all the PPSH and flamethrower thing muddying the mix and making us think that they're overdone, if we just focus on the problem at hand and have the PPSHs only, I think that would be an elegant solution to a crappy problem. It would also synergize quite well with the M3 because, of course, the penals with the PTRS in the M3 would be able to hunt down light vehicles a lot better. And also you've got the scout sniper. It would just feel like every unit in that very small tier actually has a usage. I think would be an elegant solution. The rest of the changes in the balance patch, I know I haven't spoken, I'm not going to have time to speak about them because I don't want to make this video too long, are really good, by the way, and I recommend that you go away. I recommend Cheat Mod for this. Go on the workshop and find Cheat Mod by Yan252, and then you can also use the Winter Balance Patch 1.6 in conjunction with that, and you can experiment at will with your buddy. Get TeamSpeak on the go, get your buddy, and just trial changes, and you will very quickly realize all these changes are very, very good. They come from a competitive mindset, and it's all about, like, for example, crater usage as a stealth squad. For example, the stormtroopers in cloak, they'll now stay in the crater and stay stealthed. Because they've changed the grouping of the dots within the crater. Just little things like that that wouldn't actually jump out on you when you're reading the page, but when you actually utilize it in the game, it's really good stuff, and it's really you should actually have positive feelings and not be a fountain of salt at every opportunity. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but the most vocal minority are very much like that. If I sound like a relic shill to counter them, I don't apologise in all honesty. All that aside, I hope you enjoyed. There was about 400 to 500 people watching the King of the Hill on Sunday, 3 p.m. on Stormless's channel. It's going to happen next week as well. I will be helping him to cast. You'll be able to find the best games from that mini tournament on my YouTube over the coming week. I'll be releasing one a day, I hope, and possibly as an Easter egg there might be the 1v1 I lost to Stormless on stream with my salt, because I can be the saltiest motherfucker you've ever met if you ever play me. Trust me on that one. So yeah, hopefully your opinion can evolve as mine has done, and hopefully these guys can get F off Penals with the next survey and the next scope, and we can keep balancing this game and making it the awesome RTS we all know it can be. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.